Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight on the Doppler Effect podcast, we welcome Courtney Pearl from Neota, Tennessee. Courtney, I've got an important question for you. Would you rather take a chance on a gas station sushi or a gas station chicken sandwich?
Oh, chicken sandwich all the way.
I saw your video that you'd made recently about how great some of the gas station food is in some of these small towns. And I'm right there with you. The gas station chicken sandwich, and wherever the local spot is, that's the place to go to get the chicken sandwich. Like, screw Popeyes. Like, I'm over Chick-fil-A. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. So,
Yeah.
do you have a similar thought process?
Yeah, absolutely. My husband was coming home for weeks raving about this chicken. I'm like, gas station chicken, are you kidding me? And then he brought some home for me to try. And I mean, I literally stopped at the gas station today and picked some up because we were just going by and I had to.
Very smart. Very smart. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking tonight with Courtney Pearl. And did I pronounce it right? Neota, or is it Nyota? We were debating.
Nyota.
Of
Yeah,
course, you were
Nyota.
right.
Yep.
That was right,
She was
100%.
right. Yeah, you should always
Yeah,
listen to her.
I really should.
Yeah.
Like, I really should. Like, if there's anything I've learned in this life is that I should listen to a smart woman for sure.
Mhm.
So, well, hey, I am super excited to have you on the show tonight because
Thank you.
I think I probably started following you probably a couple 2-3 years ago now, if I remember right. And I think you guys were in the process at the time of maybe moving from Colorado to Tennessee and to build a barn dough. Like, so, and I think that's kind of an American dream for a lot of people. So I want to know more about that story. Is that something you're willing to share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I love to share that story. I have to go back to the beginning, which is kind of a little bit of a tragic beginning. My father passed away a few years ago,
Hmm.
and
Sorry to
I
hear
had an
that.
aunt. Thank you. I had an aunt that moved out to Kentucky, and I went and stayed with her for a month after, and that was the furthest on this side of the country I'd ever been. And it was the trees were just something I was not used to. I grew up, it's literally called the high desert, and it's nothing but just dirt and no trees. You can see the mountains, but I didn't live in the mountains. Like, I didn't
Okay.
live in the pretty part of Colorado. So I fell in love with it out here, and I just knew that that's where we would end up. And it took about a year and a half after that to get our ducks in a row of getting a trailer and getting my husband on board, and everything lined up. And December, I think, of 23, we left Colorado and just started traveling. We went to Missouri and visited my husband's sister and some of our friends there, and then traveled from there down to Kentucky. And my husband had a friend out here in Tennessee. So we came down here to see him and fell in love with it. He started working and found some land, and the rest is history.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
you said you bought a trailer, and I know I've heard of this many times, and I've seen it online many times where people will buy a trailer and kind of live in the trailer as
Mhm.
they're going through the building process. Is that what you guys ultimately did?
Yep. Yeah. So of course, we lived in it as we traveled. It's a huge trailer. We got one that's a toy hauler for our dogs. Of course, we wanted to have plenty of room. We knew we were going to be in it. When we left Colorado, it was a blank slate. We had no plans. We had no idea what our future looked like. Just whatever happened, happened. And so we wanted to make sure we were comfortable in it. So it's a pretty decent sized camper. And then when we bought our property, we just built a lean-to over it with a porch, which was that extra livable space was a game changer for us. And we stayed in that until our house was finished.
That's awesome. And now, did you? So you found the land down there. Did you guys do a lot of the build yourselves? If I like, is that what I remember seeing?
Yep. My husband built the house himself. My sister and brother-in-law came out and helped us. But I mean, we didn't pour concrete, we didn't do spray foam, and we didn't do HVAC. Other than that, my husband's hands, my hands, my mama's hands, my sister's, like, this is all of us. I can't tell you how many time lapse I have of one project or another being done on this house. So it's homemade.
that's that's got to be a pretty rewarding process to have your hands in the project, at most every step along the way. uh,
Yep.
yeah, that's a great question. Kat wants to know, did you guys have prior experience in construction or in building or anything like this, or are you just winging it?
Yeah, no, so this is our second house that we built. We weren't as hands-on as our in our house in Colorado, but my husband has been in construction for years. My dad was a contractor. I grew up on a job site, so definitely something we're very familiar with.
Okay, that
Yeah.
that definitely helps. And so
Yes.
I think you mentioned in an email earlier that you kind of share this, or you're on a similar property or adjoining properties with your mom. Is that correct?
Yep.
And so
Yeah,
you kind of
so
got the family compound going on a little bit.
yeah, I wish I could get so I've got 2 younger sisters. I wish I could get them out here. We were blessed when we were building last summer. My youngest sister and her boyfriend stayed in the camper with us, and we're out here for 4 months helping us build.
Oh
So that
wow,
was super fun. Yeah, my mom's been out here for over a year now. So we moved our camper out. We put her under the covered patio area, and yeah, she's all set down there.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned your dogs, but you mentioned there's also your mom's dogs on the property. So how many dogs are roaming the property, and is there any but one that is kind of king of the hill out there?
There's 5 of the dogs, and yes, I'm not quite sure if you can hear my old man back here. He's the 13-year-old one, but he's whining because he doesn't have my attention, and that's
Of course,
yep. Diesel
two
man.
too fun.
Yeah.
So, um, with with the barn dough build, there's a lot of things that come with buying land and building the barn dough. I mean, this is not just the typical house. This is a lifestyle. So,
Mhm.
was this lifestyle something that you guys had always aspired to, or like you said, you kind of just you didn't have a plan when you left Colorado. You just kind of knew you were packing up and going, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course, just like the style of houses, it's, kind of the fad that's in right now, and, it's funny because when we got to Kentucky in January of 24, and I made a vision board that I put on the screensaver of my phone, and it was so crazy because it was probably about 8 months later, and I looked at it, and there's I mean, a barn dough, it was white and our barn dough is gray, but it's crazy how you put those things out into the universe, and it's what happened. It wasn't my intention when we left Colorado, but being out here, it's definitely what felt right and what we manifested and ended up happening. So,
That's awesome.
yeah,
A lot can be put into the power of positive thinking for sure.
absolutely. Yeah.
And then it's probably been a lot of fun with you having built a community of people around you, or found a community of people that are following you, as you went through this journey. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's crazy coming from a small town. I mean, I started sharing our journey when we left Colorado, just kind of announced, like, hey, we bought a trailer and we're out. See ya. And I can't tell you how many messages I got from people that I knew personally and didn't know personally saying, like, thank you so much for sharing your story. Like, I love seeing everything you're doing. Also an insurance broker. I can't tell you how many customers I didn't realize that were watching that would call to pay their bill and be like, good for you. I would never be able to leave here, but I love watching you. So it's been really cool to see. Like, you just never know all of the people that are watching and supporting.
So what's been the highest of high moments for you, where you just like you had that moment of realization, like, holy shit, there's a lot of people following me.
I mean, it's just like it's been gradual through the whole process. It was, it started out, like I said, from the small town, the people that were keeping up and sending the messages in the beginning when we started the process. But now, I mean, the followers I have on TikTok is kind of crazy. I mean, every time I open my app, it's got the 99 plus notification. So it's definitely taken off more recently, which is it's fun.
That is fun. I've seen you've been working your way through the TikTok shop stuff. Are you enjoying that?
Yeah, I'm at home all the time. I work from home, so and I love TikTok. I love being on that app. And I was like, you know what? I see all these other people making money. I really want to try this. And the first month I made like $4.22. Last month I made almost $700. This month I
Wow.
was off. Yeah, I was like, okay, this is, I mean, it's not life changing money, but it's it helps, it's
Yeah,
something. It's more than $4.
that's
Plus
right.
the amount of free samples I've received is, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of free samples. I've gotten so many like animal supplements. My old dog, he's had an infection in his mouth, and I got a natural antibiotic for free off of there, which was a
Nice.
game changer. It made such a difference in him. I've gotten all kinds of cat toys. the sourdough starter kit. I mean, it's been so fun, really.
That's awesome. So I've tried I've dabbled with a few of the free samples and stuff. I'm just not great at making the promotional videos.
It's
But
hard to keep up with.
that's a thing. And then like there's some things where I'm like, I don't know, I got this as a joke. You
Yeah.
know, I requested this sample as a joke. I don't really want to make a video about it, but
Hmm.
no, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. Like I shop more on the TikTok shop than I'd care to admit.
Yeah.
Like there, there's a lot of cool stuff on there. My older brother is terrible. He's the like if you get into the TikTok shop where it's all prank gifts, have you seen that side of the
No, but I
algorithm?
would love that. I love pranks.
Yeah, that's my brother. Like he's like ordering the little USB cricket that you plug in, to someone's outlet type of deal, and then it starts making noise, all the random stuff. So
I love that.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about dogs. So the reason that this podcast all started, actually, I don't know if you've known this or not, but just over a year ago, I lost a dog that I was more or less raising over
Uh,
the internet. That dog's name was Radar, and this community of people that was, at the time it was like 5,000 people or so that were following along, and then all of a sudden it blows up, and community is what brought this all together. And I kind of wanted to find a way to meet other creators and, kind of collaborate and find that common ground where if we all, a lot of us are dog lovers. And so like, it's like, we may not agree about everything in life, but at least we can agree on, hey, we love dogs. So let's talk a little bit about a dog that made a huge impact in your life.
I mean, the one that was just, I don't know if you could hear him huffing and puffing, and if you could, I'm sorry. Like I said, he's my soul dog. My husband actually had him before we got together, and he's when we first got together, his face, his nose, and his eyes were just super swollen. And my husband worked long hours. And I mean, we were new in our relationship, but I just knew like I had to take care of this dog. He has had eye drops and medication morning and night the entire time. My husband and I have been together 11 years.
Oh,
And
wow. Congratulations.
thank you. And he's 13 years old, which is such a blessing. It's hard to get dogs that old, especially for all the health problems I've dealt with. And that's been the biggest blessing about this. I worked a 9 to 5 when I was living in Colorado. So being able to leave and just be with him all the time, I'm like, this community will understand. That has been the biggest gift. I didn't get to spend much time with him, but I'm with him all day, every day. And I've had a couple of health scares over the last 2 years since we moved out here, but he's lost weight. I truly think that moving, being in a lower elevation, added a couple years to his life, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. He's, I mean, he's my soul dog. Every day's a blessing with him.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. The dogs really can be such a blessing that,
Uh-huh.
and then there are people out there that just aren't fans of dogs. I don't
Yeah.
find very many of them, it seems like, but
Hmm.
it does happen.
Yeah.
But anybody that hasn't had a dog probably doesn't fully understand the type of impact they can make on somebody. Not just like, hey, this is a cool dog. Like they can make a serious impact on a person's, mental well-being in many cases.
Hmm.
And in my case in particular, definitely, the dog was something that helped me through. So that's another aspect of this show, like talking about a soul dog. Do like what does that connection mean to you? I guess when you hear the word term soul dog, I mean you used it first. What does that really mean to you? Like, are you the type of person that believes, hey, I know this dog's not going to be here forever, but that soul is going to come back again? Or like, I'm rambling. I apologize, but I think you may
No.
get the idea.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. I mean, I believe that before and after this, our souls were definitely connected. Like you just don't have that. I mean, I love my other dogs, but that bond is just different. It's hard to explain unless you get the, gift of experiencing it. I can't imagine. I mean, just the thought of him not being here, that literally breaks me. I mean, we don't have children like that. That's my baby, like that's my family. So it means and honestly it means everything to me. I wake up and start my day for that dog, like the way I start my day and in my day revolves around them. So
Yeah, it makes you wonder who's in charge, right?
Yeah, exactly. Definitely not me. That's for sure. He's the boss. He finally laid down, but he was trying really hard to go play catch right now.
That's funny. So,
Yep.
sorry, what breed is he?
He's a black lab and I
He's
and healer mix.
okay. That's what I thought. I didn't want to get my wires crossed. So,
Yeah.
does as a black lab, he's a retriever. Does he do any sort? Have you guys done any hunting with him at all, or is it? Because I think I remember seeing that y'all are hunters. Is that correct?
Yeah, more so like my sisters and stuff. I definitely grew up in a hunting family, but when my husband had him as a pup, he was 2 by the time I came into the picture, and my husband could throw bumpers and tell him, which ones to go get. And then my husband says I ruined him and I showed up and now he's just my big baby. He hasn't hunted in years or had jobs. I taught him how to crawl when we first got together. He knew how to crawl across the floor, but he
Oh,
did
so
have his
cool.
days, yeah, where he was a hunter and went out and got the birds, but that hasn't been for a long time.
That's fun. So you must have been, if you had your dog crawling around on the floor, you must have enjoyed doing some training at some point or another with that pup, huh?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I've grew up around dogs. My parents bred Springer Spaniels, so I mean, dogs are nothing new. That we've had so many our entire life, and he was so good. And I mean, he's been my best friend since day one. So we would just hang out, and I don't even know how it got started, but I think I had a treat, and he secretly wanted it, and I seen him like nudging in, and I just took advantage of that and taught him how to crawl. It was the craziest thing.
That's so
I don't know.
fun.
I've never seen any other dog crawl, but he knew how to crawl.
He was really trying to sneak up on that treat, huh?
Yep.
So you said your parents raised Springer Spaniels. How many Springer Spaniels would you have at a time growing up then?
Well, only one at a
Okay.
time. They would keep the mama that they would breed, and we had her for a while until something happened. I mean, probably 3 in my lifetime of like them living full lives. So yeah, that was fun. I loved having all the puppies running around, and now my sister breeds dogs, which is why I have my youngest dog now because she had a litter of pups and it was during hunting camp. So she was up in the mountains, and I had the pleasure of keeping track of all the puppies, which I will never do again.
Did you end up with an unexpected puppy after that?
Oh yeah, he was the runt of the litter. He was half the size. I called him my little dude, and there was 9 pups in that litter, and my family kept a third of them. There's 3 of those dogs from. I handpicked every family that they went to. Like I made sure it was good people. I didn't. I cried every time I had to get rid of one of those puppies. I was like, Carlin, you cannot do this to me. I'm not going. I can't. I would keep all of them. I would never ever get rid of them. She's like, why do you think I have 7 dogs?
I'm looking at Kat because I made the mistake of about 3 weeks ago of bringing home 6 chickens, and and then we stopped at the local Tractor Supply. It's called Baumgars around here, and
Mhm.
we ended up with 6 or 8 more chickens, and then 2 ducks, and then there were more like there is a metric shit ton of birds at our house, and I
I love it.
there's 19, and then I made the mistake of saying, yes, dear, you can bring home any animals you'd like, and fortunately we're capped at 2 dogs, a cat, and 19 birds right now. But
Mhm.
are you guys do you have any chickens roaming around on the property out there?
No, we do not. We've thought about it. I have a close friend who she's got a bunch of chickens and she gives me as many eggs as I want. And right now it was just kind of nice to catch our breath with, it's a lot to take care of as you know. I mean, I grew up on a farm, so I know that your time is valuable and kind of spread thin when you have all those responsibilities. So I would love chickens. I want some horses. I would love some cows running around, but it's kind of nice to also we travel a lot back to Colorado to see our family
Great.
there. And to not have the resources, like it's already hard enough to see about people watching our dogs, let alone if I had all those other responsibilities. So
Yeah.
that's a factor for sure.
Well, that's a
Otherwise,
smart
I
thing
would
to think
have all
about.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, the smart thing to think about before you go get the viral Tractor Supply purse, as I saw it put today. Did you see that? Yeah, have you seen this one?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that just today, and I thought, well, that was clever.
Yep.
They got me there, and we came home with four of those. So yeah, it happens.
How does Doppler do with the chickens?
That's fortunately the chickens are in there, like they're in water tanks, horse
Yep.
tanks right
Mhm.
now. Doppler, like they're in kind of the little she shed that has windows. Doppler will go back and forth from one window to the next, just trying to see what's going on.
Yeah.
What Yeah, we do owe my parents a rooster, because, like, yeah, it was probably 3 weeks ago. We were back at the farm in Nebraska, and my dad, like, the dogs followed my dad into his chicken coop, and they got the one little rooster, like a little bantam rooster, one of the little mini roosters.
Yep.
Yeah, my nephew was 8-year-old nephew would have been a little bit distraught if he had seen it, and I think he
Yeah.
was a little upset when he found out that his rooster, Little Man, was the name of the rooster, was gone.
Aw.
So we have some training to do, because both of the dogs, Doppler's mine, and then Ollie is a golden retriever, and that he came with Cat. So they're both hunting dogs, and we're trying to train them both for that. And it's like, oh, don't attack this bird, only go
Yeah.
after this bird. Like, yeah, and then her cat is an outdoor cat. Cat's cat is an outdoor cat, and it's feral, not entirely, but like it's bringing home dead animals and just leaving
Yep.
them on the front porch or on the
Bringing you
back.
presents.
Yeah,
Range chickens.
yeah. She wants free
Oh.
range chickens, but we've got murderous animals around here, unfortunately. So, but
Not to mention the foxes.
yeah, we've got foxes. There's like, are you guys seeing a lot of wildlife out there where you're at?
Not too much. Our neighbors have some Great Pyrenees. They've got llamas and cows. So they
Nice.
kind of, when we were building out here, there's a bunch of deer. We had a really nice buck in the backyard. But when they moved out here, kind of haven't seen that. I've seen a little doe twice in the backyard, but that's about it. On our road, because our driveway is pretty long. But down at the road, I seen the other day a possum. But I mean, I don't see anything around our house. It's kind of crazy. Besides squirrels,
Interesting.
the dogs chase squirrels every morning. I'll open up our big sliding glass door, and they just haul ass towards
They're after
same
them, huh?
towards the same tree every single morning like clockwork to get those squirrels. It's pretty funny, actually.
Part of their routine. They've got to go patrol and make sure there's nothing infringing on the property.
Yeah.
Too funny. So, do you guys do you do any hunting? Do your husband do any hunting at all?
No, not at the moment. I mean, my husband will go. He's got an uncle in Arkansas who's a big duck hunter. Are you a big duck hunter?
So Cat's the duck hunter, and
Oh, okay.
I hunt like upland, and I do more pheasant, and then I used to hunt like deer. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah. So his uncle's Kirk McCullough. I don't know if she knows him, but and then my sisters, they hunt. My middle sister got her first elk, and
wow,
last year, yeah, she's got some massive deer. I mean, she's kind of the first year she ever shot. We were like, okay, well, you blew your load on that one because you're not going to get any better. And then the next year she shows up and she does it even bigger. But yeah, they're pretty impressive, both my sisters. My youngest she's a mobile slaughterer, so she goes and does the animals for people and then hauls them off to the processor. And I mean,
interesting.
yeah, very interesting ladies in this family, that's for sure.
That's very cool. I've never heard of somebody making an occupation out of that. That's a very cool job.
Yep.
Nice. So your whole family has a kind of outdoor roots. It sounds like you said you were raised on a farm in Colorado. What type of farm operation were you raised on in Colorado?
I mean, we just had ducks, chickens, cows. We bottle fed our calves.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We had one in particular. His name was Gary that we bottle fed. And those little Jeeps. Well, you're going to love the story. So, of course, we didn't know any better. We raised him up. We ate him, like, okay, Dad, are we eating Gary for dinner? Well, I went to a friend's house and told my friend's parents that we were eating Gary for dinner, and they had to, question my parents, like, Courtney's saying she's. So from then on out, our pigs were, bacon, sausage. They had names like that, not Gary after
Not
that.
Gary.
So yeah,
Yeah.
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 Didn't know any better.
Too funny. Too
Yeah.
funny. I love it. Well, hey, I've got a couple more questions from Doppler. I think we can jump into some of these. Is that all
Okay.
right?
Yeah, of course.
Oops. Damn TikTok. It jumps around. Let's see.
Courtney, according to my notes, you don't have anyone on your biting list, which I find hard to believe, but it says here that your dogs would be on each other's biting list. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So the youngest one that's also at my feet right now, Gunner is his name. He came from my sister's litter. And then my mom's dog is Cooper. So they were the last two left of that litter that I had at my house. They are constantly playing with each other. Well, I have another dog named Blaze, and Blaze and Cooper, my mom's dog, are constantly just trying to show each other's dominance. And then they gang up and attack Gunner, and he's just a little sweetheart. And then to throw more craziness in the mixture, my mom has one female dog. The rest of them are all males on this property. And she just got out of heat. So when she's in heat, she's riling all of them up and they're all going after it. The dynamic is awful. I hate it for those. It feels like an eternity, but like 3 weeks of her being in heat because they're all just so macho, which is lovely, but they get along for the most part. I mean, it's just like macho stuff. It's not like very aggressive, thank goodness, because I couldn't handle that. But
That'd be a lot. But yeah, no, I can imagine a couple male dogs, and you throw one in heat in there, and yeah, the dynamic shifts pretty easily, I imagine.
yeah. And then we've got some crows that have been flying over our field, and the dogs will spot them and they take off running thinking they're going to get them, and they haven't yet. But I swear those damn birds know that they are messing with the dogs every single day. I'll have to send you a video after this of them just staring up and chasing out into the field. It's
I'd
hilarious.
like to see that.
Yeah.
Crows are kind of assholes. I know that they will mess with dogs.
But you can make a crow army.
You can make an army of crows, though. I have heard that. So,
yeah, I've seen those too. They're pretty fascinating birds, actually, but they like to mess with my dogs. So I guess they've got a sense of humor too.
Yeah, I guess so. I'd side with the dogs in this case. So
yeah.
All right, let's try another one.
Okay.
Courtney, if you could have a conversation using only movie quotes, what movie are you quoting most often?
Ooh, that's a good one. I quote a lot of movies.
That's a tough question.
That's tough. One of the most notorious ones that I've quoted throughout the majority of my life that comes to mind right away is Step Brothers. Honestly, I haven't quoted that in so long. I mean, Forrest
You have to call
Gump.
me Nighthawk.
Yeah. You know what's good for shoulder pain. Man, that's just never ending with that movie. Any Adam Sandler movie, really.
Say between Adam Sandler movies and then definitely Will Ferrell, there's so many of those that get quoted all the time. I go to, I think of like Anchorman and Step Brothers, Ballad of Ricky Bobby, Super Troopers type stuff. Yeah. The Snozzberries taste like Snozzberries. To narrow it down to one, that's a real tough question.
That's so tough.
Doppler's kind of an asshole. He has tough questions. So
I love it.
All right, good deal. I think I've got one more.
Courtney, I want to say thank you once again for taking the time to be with us. I really appreciate it. One final question. I saw on your TikTok that your favorite word is actually perspective. Tell us a little bit more about that.
I just think perspective is powerful. It's a superpower that everybody has. Our perspective is the one thing that we get to control in life. No matter what's going on, what the situation is, if you can twist it and give yourself a positive perspective, like even if it's an awful situation, it's an opportunity to learn and grow. I mean, what's more powerful than that, Perspective is, in my opinion, everything.
Absolutely. And I saw a video the other day where you mentioned and you kind of talked about perspective being important. And I thought that's a really good. I just liked your take on it. So I appreciate you sharing that with us. So
Thanks.
Well, I usually like to keep these episodes around 30 to 45 minutes. So I think we hit all the questions. This has been a whole lot of fun. I'm glad we got to sit down and take the time to do this.
Yeah. Well, I have a quick question for you. Are you
Oh,
guys
sure.
planning on doing a barn door build? Like, what's going on in your guys'
Yes.
future with that?
So, okay. No, that's absolutely fair. So yeah, in the future, which could likely be, we might be looking 2 to 3 years down the road,
Yeah.
hopefully sooner. But we kind of want to do the same thing. My family has a farm back in Nebraska that we will have the opportunity to buy a piece of that and put up our own barn dough someday. And that's yeah, so super interesting. And of course, like once you go down that rabbit hole of like, yep, barn dough, homesteading, chickens, like sourdough, it just
Mhm.
everything compounds, and it's like, well, gosh, why not talk to other people that have already done this? So I
Yeah.
guess a couple more quick questions for you then. Like, is it what's the number one thing if you could go back and do something differently as you built your barn dough? Like you're like, oh, I wish I would have done it this way. Were there any moments like that for you?
Um, Not necessarily in this one, again, because we've had the experience of building
Sure.
before. But being very clear. Okay, another thing, I guess this is a good point. Like, I picked out our layout. I found an outline that I liked. I flopped it, I switched it, which is how we came up with this layout. But like our bedroom, the way I had it pictured in my head, I wish I'm not that like crazy or analytical of a person. Like, I kind of go with the flow, but I should have been more crazy about the size and the dimensions of our bedroom. Where I had envisioned our bed doesn't fit on that wall because we made our bed with my dad actually. So it's very sentimental. I'm not
Oh,
getting rid of my bed. It's a
of
very
course.
nice log bed, but the wall that I pictured it on didn't fit. So things like that, like if you know you've got furniture, go measure the walls before, I mean, just when they're in the rough end stages. Um, Lining out like where you want cabinets, walking through, picking out exactly where you want outlets. If you know you're gonna like, we have an electric couch. We the barn dough's on slabs, so there's no electrical ran in the
Oh, in the
floor.
floor.
Yeah, so you have to think about that. Another thing that my husband did, which was really cool, our showers just I can't think of what it's called now. I want to say zero gravity, but there's no step. Like you just walk right in. There's no ledge. So when they were
Okay.
pouring the when they poured the concrete, he framed out exactly where our shower was going to be, and then we just filled that in with concrete, and that's the shower. It's the same level
Or
as our
as the
slab.
grade
So just
level as
thinking about
as the
things.
floor.
Uh-oh, are you there?
Uh-oh. Did we lose her? Well, we're seeing if we'll reconnect with Courtney. Yeah, if anybody has any recommendations on a new podcasting app that we can use that works on a basis, please let us know. We would even accept sponsorship on the new. All right, we're back.
There you go.
So sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
It has been said in the past that people don't watch this show for the high production value, which is very good. So, um, but okay, so yeah, the barn dough thing is definitely in our future. The more outdoor stuff, more sourdough. Do you have any tips for Kat?
I was just gonna ask. I wanted to ask her, how far along is she in the journey? Like, I mean, I'm very new.
Okay,
Like, just
I know literally nothing. I started a starter 3 days ago, and
yeah.
far filled in.
Did you start the starter on your own, or did you get it from somewhere?
I decided to go hard and started it on
Oh
my own,
man.
and oh god,
Did we freeze again?
software.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
I'm so ready to throw this computer and right out the window with it. So, yeah, so I apologize. Thank you again for being so patient with us
Of
tonight.
course.
We spent 20 minutes messing with audio at the front end, and now we've spent 10 minutes messing with what appeared to be bad internet connections on our end. So I I just don't know where to start and stop. So, but that kind of leads back into the sourdough conversation. You're pretty new in this too, it sounds like. So she's 3 days, I think, in. Uh, so where are you at in your sourdough journey?
Probably 2 months. But I have to admit, I don't like the term cheater, but I like to utilize the tools that are at our hands, which is AI. I literally take a picture of what my sourdough starter looks like every day. How much do I feed it? I want to make dough. What do I need to do right now so I could prep dough later so that I could bake? Then when I go back, I'm like, okay, this is what my dough looks like. I didn't have a Dutch oven, so I took out all of the pans that I had in my house and put them on the counter and sent AI a picture and was like, "Okay, what's the best to bake in?" They were like, "Go with glass. Use avocado oil because that's has a high burn rate." Didn't know that if I didn't ask AI. Then you have to put a skillet in the oven while it's heating up and pour water into it so that there's moisture while you bake. Like, I don't know how the ladies did it back in the day because I would have never been able to bake anything without AI, honestly.
The ladies back in the day, yeah, there must have been a lot of trial and error because I see a lot of trial and error on the internet, and I'm super excited because Kat is great. She's a great cook and chef, and at following recipes, she just seems to hit it every time. And so I'm like, she can follow instructions, but then we also see all these videos of like,
Why is there math involved?
yeah, there's it seems that
Oh,
this is science and math. Like AI seems to be a pretty smart tool to be using in this case.
yeah. Okay, you gotta have to a scale. That's number one.
Yep,
Yep.
yep. She got the
Okay.
scale.
That's I mean, as long as you know how to do that, it'll say, it's the ratio is so confusing to me too. I'm like, I don't understand. This thing's alive and I have to do math. It's so intimidating in the beginning, but then you're like, okay, just break it down. You just have to do this. It's the same number. So like for me, I take out 20 grams of starter and then you feed it. You double it. So 40 grams of water, 40 grams of flour every single day, no matter if I'm baking or not. And if things go wrong, just put it in the fridge for a while. Like if you're not going to be baking with it and you're not going to be feeding it, just put it in the fridge.
Oh, see, I hope you're paying attention. Like, see, it is.
It
It sounds
is.
like
It really
like
is.
I'm just the jackass on the other end, and it's over on Instagram. Like, ooh, that one looks good. Like,
Yeah.
add to this collection. Like,
Yep.
we have so many sourdoughs that I've asked her to make. Like, it's like we might as well just start like a sourdough section of this channel, which we pretty much have. We started her series on sourdough, and yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited about it.
That's
So.
cool. I can't wait to keep up with the progress. It's you have to do a crash course on it in the beginning because there's no way to start without like just learning so much about it. My whole TikTok feed for a while was nothing but sourdough because you're trying to like watch the videos, but I feel like the videos there's just too much information. So if you just have AI send it a picture, give it as much detail about like what you did when the last time you did it, that's going to be the easiest route in my opinion. That's the only reason I've made it this far is because of AI.
See, I'm looking at her because like she every time I go to use Chat GPT, she kind of guffaws me a little bit. And but now you're saying, hey, use AI, and she's like, yeah, this sounds like a good idea.
See, it's all about perspective. Who it comes from it helps out a little bit.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. She'll give me a hard time about AI, and I'm like, you're the one that dates a guy that uses AI to make a dog talk.
You use ChatGPT where most people just Google shit.
That's true. I do use
Oh,
ChatGPT just like Google. Like, yeah.
I don't even know what Google is anymore. I'm like, if I could just give it today was a perfect example. I don't know if you guys have seen videos we're trying to conceive and I wanted to know some hormone panels that needed to be done. If you Google that information, it's just going to give you generic information. Like I gave it a basis off of me personally. So it gave me the hormone panel that I needed based off of my information, not just like a generic answer off of Google. And I was like, see, this is
Really?
why I love, yeah, utilizing this because it's based off of the information I give it, all of my background, not just a generic women should get this,
Sure.
yeah, which was amazing. I got done today what would take months going to doctor's appointments to figure out. I was like, this is a whole new level of AI today.
AI really is it's awesome. It's a little scary at the same time.
Yep.
But like the people that aren't using AI, there it is. It's so easy to use, and you can tailor that information
Mhm.
specifically. And that's what I love about it. Like I will often take a picture of something and just be like, all right, hey, tell me more about this specific
Yep.
plant, or or today, in fact, I needed to order a new filter for the refrigerator. I'm like,
AI for that?
yeah, I took a picture of the refrigerator and I said, hey, which filter do I need for this refrigerator?
You Google the model number.
They don't put the model number, and it's not a GTO. Well,
And it makes it so it just streamline all of the guessing for you. Like you just it takes you straight to it.
yep, yep. The link was there. I was able to go buy it just like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, so actually, I saw recently that the the younger generations have like stepped away from using platforms like Google, and like more and more people use either AI, or a lot of people use social media, like TikTok specifically, like a search engine. Like,
I mean, I'm
yeah,
Instagram-ish.
how often it's like, oh well, I want to know how to make this recipe. I'm not going to YouTube, I'm not going to Google. Like, I'm, hey, has somebody else done it before? I
Yep.
want to watch a 60-second video on how to do this. Like,
A real person getting to see it hands on makes a huge difference. Yeah.
for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, and that's what I love too, so much about the social media community, is like just watching normal everyday people do normal everyday things for the most part. I mean, that's what most of us are doing out here. There's some
Right.
pretty extraordinary people out there as well. Like I think everybody has, their moments that are extraordinary for sure. But like
Yeah.
that's the fun part about social media. It's just a cool community of average people that it's like, all right, yeah, let's go, let's wing it. So
Yeah.
that's so
I'm not
cool.
alone. I agree.
So, to wrap things up, Courtney, what has been what's been the most impactful thing that you were like, what's your favorite thing about having been on social media for the last couple of years?
That's a that's a great question. I feel like the answer kind of comes twofold. One, seeing that I feel like nowadays it's so easy to feel isolated. One, because of social media, but
Yes.
in another aspect, I've also never been so connected. Like it goes hand in hand.
Yep.
I love that. And I watched a video the other day that was talking about the psychology of, because all my feed right now is like TikTok shop and posting and how to get yourself out there. And the psychology that goes behind boosting so many things in your brain, your confidence, all these things by looking in at your reflection and talking to yourself, how that changes you. And I have definitely seen that in the last even month. I mean, I had a level of comfortability with myself. I'm also a certified hypnotherapist, so I really had to get used to like the sound of my voice and things like that. But it's a whole new level of like becoming comfortable with myself, making all of these videos, staring at myself, hearing myself talk. What I would make a video on before that had to be like so perfect. Now I'm like, let's throw it out. Like it's crazy the growth I've seen in myself just because of this app, because of social media. So that's also cool and freeing and just another perspective, again, perspective that I didn't have before. And I love that. And I think it is freeing for a lot of people who go down this avenue and get the opportunity to look at themselves.
That I would agree with you, and so not a lot of people know this yet. But so and you, Kat doesn't like to be on camera. If you watch any of our videos, you'll often see that she's cut off right about here. But we have a standing bet that once our Instagram hits 10,000 followers, that we get to actually fully introduce Kat. So if you have any wise words for her or any words of advice for her, what would those be?
I mean, nobody cares as much as you care. Like I care so much, but nobody else cares. And that's a hard realization to get past, honestly, because you're so wrapped up. But then when I love the term zoom out. Like we're always in this perspective, but like if we zoom out, it's like, oh, okay, well, there's a lot more going on than just like right here. So I mean, if you can get past yourself, it's okay. Like
I
nobody
yeah. I am my own worst critic.
Yeah,
We
no,
all are.
that's what I keep telling her too. So I don't know. I'm very excited because yeah, Instagram should surpass 10,000 followers within the next couple months. Hopefully, the way things are going. So yeah,
Yeah.
But it's ironic because like I haven't used my social media in 3 years.
yeah. And she decides to date a content creator. I was on
I
her
love it. I love it. How long have you guys been together?
just a couple months actually.
Yeah, I love it. It's new. That's exciting.
It is. It's new and it has been very exciting. So we when we met we met she reached out to me through social media actually and she used the old, oh hey, you want to get together and train dogs line.
Hey, she knew what worked. It
she
worked, didn't it?
she knew exactly what works and it worked well, and then we found out quickly that our algorithms just like blended immediately into one algorithm. We're like, oh well, this is perfect. So
Yeah.
it's been a blast. She's amazing. I'm very lucky. So
I'm the lucky one.
as she rolls her eyes.
I love it. That you can see the chemistry. That's fun. That's what it's all about, is just being able to bounce back and forth from each other.
Yeah, I keep telling her, she sits in and like the first couple she would just sit and listen to the podcast, and then now we're like she's got a chair right here on the other side of the desk. I'm like, we can set up a microphone and a camera for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, and then a lot of times by the end of the podcast she's sitting here asking questions. I'm like, you should just be part of the podcast. Like
Yeah, ease into it. Ease into it. Start with Instagram. It's definitely a slow process, but honestly, the more you do it, the easier it gets. But you got it, girl, for sure. You can.
thank thank you,
Yeah.
Courtney. You're awesome.
Yes.
I appreciate
Yeah.
the help here. That's a solid right there. So well, hey, we better let you go. This has been a whole lot of fun. Every now and then we get together like a live panel and do a TikTok live. If we
Okay.
do one of those, would you be interested in joining us and just hopping on saying hi?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a blast.
Awesome, awesome. Well, yeah, and we'll have to do this again. We may be hitting you up for some sourdough advice. We'll see what by the
Or some barn dough ideas.
or some barn dough ideas. We may be looking for blueprints. So
Yeah, I'm an open book. Reach out. I'd love to share any wisdom I have to share. It's your guys's, so just feel free to reach out.
awesome, awesome. Well, it was great to meet you and make your acquaintance, and we'll look forward to continue following along as you guys continue to have fun down there in Tennessee. So,
Thanks. I appreciate it. This has been a blast and such a cool experience. So thank you guys, and can't wait to catch up soon.
awesome, yeah, definitely. And this episode will go out not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. Wednesday
Okay.
nights at 5 o'clock is when they go live on YouTube. So, and
Yay.
I'll tag you if you want to share them. Please feel free.
I'd
And
love to.
we'll put together some fun clips out of this. So
Okay, cool. Well, thanks,
awesome.
guys. I hope you have a great night.
Thanks, you too. Have a great one.
Bye.
Bye.